So, a few weeks ago, Apple released 3 new MacBooks, the MacBook Neo, the M5 MacBook Air, and M5 MacBook Pro. And with this release, I've seen that there is a lot of people confused and that don't know which Mac to buy and which one to choose to buy for the next few years. I've seen this on Reddit and on Twitter with a lot of you not knowing or not indecisive of which MacBook you should buy. So in this video today, I'm going to try to help you and answer as many questions as you have about which Mac should you buy for you, for your kids, and for work or for school. So without further ado, let's just start the video. So first of all, let's start by talking about the new released MacBook Neo. So the base price of this MacBook is $599, which is a very competitive price, referring to products and computers around that price, as there are not many good options around $500-600. This MacBook also can be bought with the student discount that Apple gives you, which is around $100, making the MacBook only $500. This is a very good price, since there aren't almost any other computers around that price that can compete with this MacBook. So, also important note for you to have is that both the MacBook Air and Pro also have the student discounts if you search on the Apple stores. So this MacBook was released for younger people, students probably, and it aims to give those kind of people that are not mature enough or don't need the power of MacBook Air or Pro, still an option to buy a computer from Apple. This computer is perfect for people that only watch YouTube, do emails, productivity, Word documents, PowerPoints, and play games from the Apple Arcade, and even some light content creation. So speaking now relatively to the design and the build quality, the materials are great. The chassis is built from aluminium, which is not the same material used on MacBook Airs and Pros, which is magnesium, although it feels very rigid and perfect, just like a MacBook should. And there is no creaking on the computer, and the chassis feels super sturdy while typing and holding on the hand. So this MacBook also is available in 4 different colors: citrus, the blush, indigo, and the typical silver that MacBooks have been rocking for ages. So for the keyboard, it's important to notice that this MacBook doesn't have illuminated keyboard, which can be a bit hard for people to use at night or in low light environment, although as they have a pretty whitish color, they are a bit stained to match the color of the computer, but they are very light colored. The light from the screen reflects and can help see in the dark the keys. So this is a very nice keyboard, feels great to type. Just that point to notice. The trackpad, it's not the same as the Pro and the Air. It's a multi-touch trackpad rather than the magic trackpad that we're used to have in all the MacBooks. It's still great. It feels like a normal trackpad. It doesn't have any problems, and I haven't had any issues with this one. So for the display, we have the 13-inch display, which is just slightly smaller than the Air's 13.6 inch. The colors and the brightness of the screen is great. It's 500 nits. It's great for inside use. For outside, it can be a bit hard to use it on very light environments, such as in the sun, and it covers the standard sRGB color spectrum. So just a thing also to notice here is that the screen doesn't have True Tone, which is a feature that you might or might not care about. It just adjusts the color of your screen relatively to your environment, and supposedly it makes the screen look better in certain environments. So as you should know, the chipset used in this computer is a 18 Pro chip, which is the chip used in the iPhone 16 Pro and 16 Pro Max. This chip is a very capable chip, often compared to the first M1 MacBook Pro's chip. So for memory and storage, you are locked at 8 GB of RAM. You cannot have more than 8 GB. This might be a problem for some people, but if you're just using the computer for, like I said previously, browsing the web, watching YouTube videos, light photo edit and video editing, you will have no problem with this. However, I think if you want this device to last more than 4 years, I think you should consider another type of computer that I'll mention later in this video. You also can pay an extra $200 to have the Touch ID in this computer and a 512 GB SSD. However, I recommend you not upgrading this unless you really value Touch ID and just getting an SSD, an external SSD instead, as these types of SSDs are very fast and you can have it by you can buy one from very cheap nowadays. So in summary, the most limitations of this computer are the heavy work that it cannot do. For example, Photoshop, Lightroom, or intense gaming are not going to work very well in this computer due to the limitation of 8 GB of RAM. And so I don't expect this computer to work, for example, to last at least. I don't expect this computer to last more than 4-5 years. So speaking of ports and battery, it's a very capable computer. It has a USB-C 3 port that can be used for charging and connecting devices, and one USB 2 port on the lower side. So the USB 3 port is very good. It's the standard port. However, USB 2, if you connect a fast SSD, the speeds will be limited by the transfer speeds of the port. So on the audio is great on this computer. The speakers are very nice, similar experience to the MacBooks that we are used to. Charging will be very slow, as the brick that comes with the Mac is only 20 watts, which is normally the charger used on iPhones. For battery life, it's a good one in my opinion, as it lasts 16 hours, as you get 16 hours of video playback and 11 hours of web browsing. So my opinion about this computer is that it's a great computer for young people, students, as you can get and do every type of work that you're expected to do in a school and outside school with this computer. It's a very cheap computer in my opinion, as many computers, Windows computers at this price, are not capable to do what this one can. You should also, if you're buying this computer, you should also target to buy with $100 discount, because this makes it even a better deal than it already is. So moving on now to the MacBook Air. So the base price is $1099 for the 13-inch model and $1299 for the 15-inch model. However, like I stated before, there's also the student pricing that Apple has for this computer. This is a standard $100 discount that makes the 13-inch MacBook Air available for $999 and 15-inch available for $1199. This computer is also made for students and professional workers that use computers every day. It's perfect for every task that ranges from productivity, media consumption, creative workflow like video and photo editing, gaming, and some AI tasks that you might also do. So the materials used for this computer is the amazing aluminum, which makes the chassis strong and sturdy while typing. It's available in 4 different colors: the sky blue, the midnight, the starlight, and the silver. The keyboard is already backlit, and unlike the MacBook Neo, and it has the full height function keys and the Touch ID sensor on the top corner. The trackpad that used in this computer is already the Force Touch trackpad that Apple uses also in the MacBook Pro, which offers a precise cursor control, pressure-sensitive drawing, and consistent clicks across the entire surface of the trackpad. The screen is available in a 13.6 inch and 13 size and 15.3 inches. The brightness and the colors of this display are amazing. It has a 500 nits of brightness and fully supports the P3 color gamut and has True Tone already. The only missing features in this display compared to the MacBook Pro lineup is the 120Hz ProMotion that are available exclusively on the Pro lineup of Macs. The camera is the 12 megapixel center stage camera that supports desk view, and it's 1080p. On this computer, you have the M5 chip featuring a 10-core CPU with 4 super cores and 6 efficiency cores, and an 8-core or 10-core GPU if you upgrade, and a 16-core neural engine with dedicated neural accelerators for AI tasks. For storage and memory, this MacBook comes with a stock 16 GB of unified memory and 512 GB of SSD storage. It is configurable up to 32 GB of RAM and 4 TB of storage. The main limitation of this computer on performance is due to the fanless design for a silent operation, which causes the CPU to thermal throttle under heavy workloads such as 3D rendering or video editing, which will decrease the performance of the computer over time. So speaking of ports, this computer has now the MagSafe 3 port for charging, freeing up 2 Thunderbolt 4s for you to use. It also comes with a 3.5mm jack with high impedance support. It also has the amazing Apple speakers that we're used to, which gives us an amazing sound. For charging, it comes standard with a 40-watt dynamic power adapter, which can adapt the power delivered to the MacBook for it to preserve the battery more. But you can upgrade it to a 35-watt dual USB-C charger or a 70-watt fast charger adapter. Speaking of battery life, it delivers up to 18 hours of video playback and 15 hours of wireless web browsing. It also features the new N1 wireless chip from Apple, bringing support for Wi-Fi 7 and Bluetooth 6. So, if you're thinking about getting an M5 MacBook Air or a MacBook Neo, but think that 8 GB of RAM is not enough for you, I have the perfect solution for you. My recommendation would be the M4 MacBook Air or the M3 MacBook Air, as these Macs can be found with huge discounts on them. MacBook M with the M3 chip can be found by the prices around $600, while the M4 MacBook Air can be found with prices around $800, which makes them also a great deal for people that are thinking of getting a new Mac. Comparing the M5 to the M4 MacBooks, there are not many differences and upgrades between them. It obviously has the new chip, but the only other differences on both computers are the storage that is now available starts with the 512 GB, and the new connectivity with the N1 chip that gives us support for Wi-Fi 7 and Bluetooth 6. So if you could find a MacBook M4 for around $800, I would buy it instead of the M5, as you'd save a lot of money and it would last as much time as the M5. With this said, in my opinion, if I was getting a MacBook Air today, I would buy an M4 if I could snatch one for around 800, 750 bucks, as it is still a very solid deal that will give you a computer for at least 5 to 8 years. So, last but not least, we have the new MacBook Pro. This computer is available with 3 different chips: the base M5 chip, the M5 Pro, and the M5 Max. For the M5 base chip, the computer starts at $1599. For the M5 Pro chip, this computer starts at $2199 for the 14-inch and $2699 for the 16-inch model. And for the M5 Max, you can only get it on the 16-inch model, and it starts from $3599. Like I said before, this computer also has the student discount, which can vary from 100 to 300 bucks off, depending on the configuration you choose. So this computer is its main target audience is the creative professionals, software developers, 3D artists, filmmakers, and power users. This computer is built for sustained heavy workloads like massive code compiling, video editing, and 3D renderings, and intense also on-device AI tasks that could choke in, for example, the MacBook Air that has a fanless design. So this computer has a premium thick aluminum unibody, which has been exactly the same since the M3 lineup. So the colors are strictly professional, being only available the computer on space black and in silver color. The keyboard is a very good built keyboard, just like the MacBook Air, and it also has Touch ID. The major drawback on this laptop is it not having the much desired OLED screens that are rumored to be released with the M6 lineup. The trackpad is also the same used on the MacBook Air, being amazing and very good one. So, like I said before, this MacBook is available in 2 different sizes, the 14 and the 16-inch. Speaking of the colors and the brightness of the screen, it features a stunning Liquid Retina XDR mini LED display that can hit 1000 nits of sustained SDR brightness and 1600 nits of peak brightness in HDR. It also includes a 120 Hz ProMotion display with True Tone and an optional brand new matte nano textured finish to reduce the glare. The camera on it's also the upgraded 12 megapixel center stage camera with desk view, and it's also contains the notch which has been around since the M1 MacBook Pro. So speaking of performance of this computer, you get, like I said before, you can get the M5, M5 Pro, or M5 Max Max chips on it. The Pro and Max chips use the new Fusion architecture that combines 2 dies into one. On the memory and the storage, Apple has bumped the minimum memory configuration to 16 gigabytes of unified memory and 1 terabyte of SSD storage. The M5 Pro and Max models can be spec'd all the way up to an amazing 128 gigs of RAM and 8 terabytes of storage. So for ports, like on the previous models, you get the 3 Thunderbolt ports, a dedicated HDMI port, an SDXC card slot, and the MagSafe charging port, and a 3.5mm jack that supports high impedance headphones. For charging, the MacBook can come with either a 70-watt charger, 96-watt charger, or 140-watt adapter that can charge the MacBook in around 2 hours time. The new M5 Pro and Max models have been also upgraded with Wi-Fi 7 and Bluetooth 6. For battery life, you get up to 24 hours of video streaming, and with the M5 base chip, while the more power-hungry Pro and Max chips can hit between 20 and 22 hours. With this said, the new M5 MacBook Pros are just great, top of the class, best that there is in the market right now. So, in my opinion, people, if you have the money to buy one, just get it. If you want to go for the Pro or the Max chips, just get them. However, if you want to save a few $100 or a few $1,000, consider getting the M4 MacBook Pros in second-hand or used, as these are around and have discounts of up to $1,000 and $1,500, which makes them great deals nowadays. So if you have any other question or you have any problem buying these computers, you can just send me a message in the comments and I'll try to answer them as fast as I can. So guys, I'll also leave here a table for you to see that compares the new the MacBook Neo, the MacBook Air, and the MacBook 5 with the MacBook Pro. Sorry, that can be helpful for you to compare them side by side. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, as this helps us massively. And as always, I'll see you on the next one.